Hey everybody, my name's Logan. Welcome to Invest In. Today I'm going to share with you a little secret, a little hack that we use as Airbnb hosts with over 4 years on the platform. We've got over 300 5-star reviews. I'm going to share with you how we do it. It's not magic, it's not crazy, but there is something that may not be self-evident to all hosts, and I'm going to show you what we do to secure 5-star reviews every time. Let's go. So, as I mentioned before, one of the most important things that you need to do is to simply request that they leave you a review. This is pretty simple sounding, but there's a right way to craft it so that you don't come off as rude or begging for a 5-star review. That can be very off-putting to the guest. So as you can see, we're here with an Airbnb, or if you'd rather send this using your channel manager or anything else, that's fine too. This will also apply to other platforms. But basically, as you can see from our message thread here, I do have most of it blurred out just for privacy. But the very last thing the guest said is just thank you. You know, that they left, they sent thank you that they were leaving, or in this case, had already left. And as you can see, we still have 13 days left to leave a review, which means that this guest just left. So what we can do is we can take advantage of this opportunity and send them a message. So first off, we can say, thank you for staying. And then I actually have a script that I usually use. I can customize it a little bit, but typically it goes something like this. We'd love to host you again or at any of our other fun rentals as well. Check them out here, and we provide our link to our Airbnb profile. So this sets the tone a little bit, gives the guest a good feeling that, we're acknowledging their message, or even if they hadn't sent one, template still works. We're just simply thanking them for staying and telling them we appreciated them as a guest and inviting them to book again. So then we say, also, if you have just a moment, Airbnb will likely prompt you to leave a review for our place. We'd really appreciate your 5-star review if you feel that we've earned it. So this to me is important. We are directly asking them for a 5-star review. We're communicating to them that that's the level of service that we set. We aim to delight them when they come as a guest and provide what they want, but we would also appreciate a 5-star review from them. That's the level of service that we are hoping to set. And that's important. It's important to communicate it, but it's also important not to seem like we're begging for that 5-star review. You don't want to do that. You don't want to come across as desperate or, rude, or in any way that you're some kind of a quid pro quo that, they can give you a 5-star review or you will give them a bad review or anything like that. So we set the stage and we tell them Airbnb is likely going to be prompting you for this. We know that they do. We know that Airbnb does send a message to guests asking for reviews. How was your stay? Leave a review, things of that nature. That's why we don't immediately send a message asking, hey, leave a review. We send this little courtesy message that says Airbnb will likely ask you for one, and we would appreciate it if you did. So then we conclude with this. We say, those 5-star reviews really go a long way towards instilling confidence in future potential Airbnb guests. We will, of course, do the same for you as a guest. Thanks again for staying, and have a great week. So the tone here, again, as we wrap up, it's a short message, it's breezy, but in that short message, we've mentioned 5-star review twice. We've explicitly told them we would appreciate it if they did that. It helps us, it's important to us, and that we understand reviews as guests are important too. We're not telling them 5-star review exchange for a 5-star review or anything that may come across as, like I said, a quid pro quo or some kind of a barter for review. No, We're just simply telling them we would appreciate a 5-star review if you feel we've earned it. We're also saying we will, as Airbnb wants us to, we will review them as a guest. And this is important too because they may not know that they're being reviewed. So it is something to keep in mind too from a guest perspective. Not all guests know that guests, as in this case, our guest had a 5-star review from 10 prior reviews, meaning that maybe they were the primary booker, maybe they were a part of somebody else's stay, but one way or another, they have been reviewed by 10 prior hosts or 10 stays and had earned 5 stars every time. So I'm going to go ahead and send this message, and then I'm going to go ahead and start their review just like I told them that I would. So once you start to leave your review, you can see that it's basically just saying that, again, this will help other hosts know what to expect. This will, encourage communication, etc. And to be honest, I don't usually do this myself. I have our channel manager, our property management system, Hostfully configured to leave these reviews on my behalf. But I'm going to walk you through the process now if you were to. So as you can see, you're given a series of prompts. How clean did guest leave your place? It says we'll share this review with guest and with other hosts. So we're going to select 5 stars because they did do a great job. They kept it in great condition. You can select as many or as few or none of these extra boxes as you want. How well did they follow your house rules? Again, it will be shared with them and with other hosts. We had no issue, which means they followed all the rules. As you can see, a 4-star review here means they followed most of the rules. And it's expected if you're dropping below a 5-star review, like it says, tell us what happened, which means something happened below a 5-star level. And this is actually, in my opinion, a very positive feature that Airbnb has added. The way that they're communicating this is good, that if they're checking a 3-star or a 4-star review on your perspective, or same thing with host to guest, it's expected that something happened to bump that down from a 5-star review. I'm not saying that every stay is always a 5-star review. If they stayed past checkout, they didn't follow the house rules, and they shouldn't get a 5-star review. This is a template really for 5-star guests leaving a 5-star review, the guests we want to review us. So in this case, I am not going to give her a 4-star. I'm going to give her a 5-star review, which takes away those options that they followed all the rules. How well did they communicate? Again, if they were anything less than 5 stars, it's pretty clear that something happened. They communicated great. Okay, so now we're prompted to actually write a public review. This is an open text box. You can write whatever you want, short of 1,000 characters, and this is what's going to be displayed on her public profile. So what we're going to say is just simply that they were great guests. We'd welcome her back anytime, and we would also recommend her to other hosts. Thanks again. After you send the review text, it's actually asking, would you recommend the guest to other hosts? This is just a yes/no question of would you recommend them to other hosts? If no, it's curious because in this case it says we gave them a high rating. Why? If we gave them a low rating, which I have done in the past, it's asking for something, and it's not going to let me submit it without providing at least a little context. But I don't want to do that. We would recommend them to other hosts. So I'm going to click next here. And so now this prompt is a private note. This is basically the last thing that you're asked for, and it's not something that gets left publicly. This is, if anything happened, sorry that the power went out, thanks for working with me, things that don't need to go in the review itself, but you'd still maybe just like to leave as a last comment. In this case, it was a rather run-of-the-mill stay. We already said what we wanted to say in our message. I'm just going to leave it blank. And there you have it. That's the end of the review process. Your honest feedback lets the guest know what hosts expect from guests on Airbnb. Thanks very much. Lastly, I would love to help you get started on Airbnb as well. I've got my referral code down in the description below. It helps you out with a bonus when you sign up, and I receive a small bonus as well for referring you. But I'll also help and be your mentor of sorts. I will help you if you have any questions or would like me to review your listing. I can definitely do that for you to help you get started and provide you with some tips and tricks. I've been doing this for over 4 years across multiple properties. I've got over 300 5-star reviews on Airbnb alone, hundreds more on other platforms, and I would really love to help you have this for yourself too. Well, there you go. If you'd like my template, I'm going to leave it down in the description below alongside my referral link. Feel free, copy paste it, change it, make it better. If you do, let me know. If you're interested, as I mentioned, in having me review your channel, I'd be happy to do that as well. I've got lots of experience. I'd love to share it. We're growing our channel day by day. Please subscribe. We'd love for you to see some more of our valuable content in the next videos. See you later. Bye.